Do you have any hobbies that we don't know about?
My career.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. I mean,
That's my hobby.
You'll be 97 on April 10th. Do you have anything special coming
I
up on
call
that
it
show?
79.
Okay, we'll go with 79. Did she give you any advice, or did you learn anything just from watching her work in the studio?
Oh, no, we just cut everybody else up. No, I'm kidding.
Peace, family. This is Mr. Bain for Capsulocity Presents #Pickup Notes. Today we have a very special guest that's going to join the capsule. She's been on The Tonight Show 76 times. She's working very hard all around New York City, Kansas City, where she's from. She's been on many of the biggest variety shows of all time that, I've taught myself over the years, including Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, Ed Sullivan, and the Hollywood Palace. Today, we're going to talk with the wonderful, marvelous super singer, Marilyn Maye. How are you doing, Miss Maye?
I'm so glad to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time together, I would say in about 2017 or so.
Right.
We shot A Night in the Life for Jazz Lincoln Center while I was working there as a
We
director.
moved around a lot of locations.
Yeah, that was great. We had a lot of fun. We went to your Masterclass. We led right up to you performing with the Jazz Lincoln Center Orchestra with Wynton Marsalis for the very first time.
I'm still doing all of that.
That's good to
And
hear.
how many years ago was our
I want to
interview?
say it's like 8 or 9 years ago.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And I guess, can we find out where are you at now?
Well, we're at 54 Below. This is a very special room for me. I've worked at 12 years and twice a year for 10 days at a time. And once in a while they've added a couple of days, and so last year it was 12 days for one engagement and 10 the other. Now we're going to be opening April 8th for 10 days. And 7 o'clock shows in this wonderful room with a great trio. And Ted Firth is my wonderful, he's been with me 18 years, and brilliant pianist.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hubbard, a great bassist that's been with me that long. And Mark McLean, who is an incredible drummer. He's younger, and I would say he's been with me maybe 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
They play all over New York for many people, but it's my good fortune to have them for this engagement.
As part of that engagement, on April 10th, you'll be celebrating a birthday. Which birthday is that?
It's 79.
79. All right. I get it.
I always have reversed things. I just unconsciously reverse things. Actually, somebody said, no, it's 97. Well, I guess that's right, but I'm thinking of it as 79.
Okay, 97. That's amazing. I want to talk a little bit more about your run here at 54 Below. We're actually in the VIP section of Studio 54.
Yes, it was upstairs.
Right.
This is alive.
Right. Did you ever go to Studio 54?
I didn't. No,
Okay.
no. New York came to me kind of late. My first time in New York for anything steady was when I was recording with RCA. I have 7 albums on that label and 32 singles. And
Wow.
Steve Allen found me, and then a great Joe Renee, a wonderful A&R man with RCA, heard me on the Steve Allen show and called for me to come to New York. And that began my New York connection with the Living Room. There was a club called the Living Room. I worked it, I don't know how many times, a lot. And various other rooms. Copacabana,
Oh.
which was a great
Amazing.
room, and with a big band in those days. Whatever happened to those days? That's a shame.
I wanted to ask you about that. That's a whole era of variety shows and stuff like that. And
Yes, all the variety shows you mentioned were all totally musical shows. I loved
Right.
it that you, yes, and you caught them all. They were brilliant and gave us singers and musical performers a chance to do television quite often. I did the Carson show, as you said, 76 times. You know, this is the year of his birthday,
Oh, wow.
his 100th birthday
Oh, wow.
for Johnny. And it was just so wonderful to do that show because he was very hip musically, too. And Doc Severinsen was our conductor, and the band was the best. And it was a great... Hollywood Palace had full big band and wonderful, beautiful artistic sets.
Right.
You know, with great...
There's nothing like that anymore, pretty much, right?
It's just a shame.
It's
And
just
you
a little
mentioned
different, or
yeah, you mentioned it at Sullivan.
Yeah.
I did it only 3 times, but Hollywood Palace I did several times, and Mike Douglas probably almost as many times as Johnny Carson. I did Mike Douglas a lot because he was a singer.
Yeah.
You know, and all those people that I don't know if your people will. They probably don't even know those names.
I do. Actually,
I know because you're very
those variety
hip.
shows taught me a lot, to be honest. I saw a lot of the Motown acts. That was a lot of mainstream visibility for a lot of the young black artists, coming
Right.
out of Detroit and stuff. So they appeared on that. It's right around the corner from here, I believe.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to get back on those shows, like at
Well, I
Sullivan
was
Theater?
invited, but I didn't do that for right now. No,
Okay.
I was invited to do it, but we'll see how that happens.
And I like your story. You were discovered quite a bit. Like you mentioned first being discovered by Steve Allen, and I believe Ed McMahon found you at a club
and
to get you onto.
yes,
Okay.
at the living room.
Right.
And yes, he came one night and waited till the end of the show and greeted me and said, "You have to do the Johnny Carson show." And I said, "Yes, I do, definitely." So I credited him. And the wonderful thing that happened just in December, I played Catalina's in Hollywood,
Los Angeles, right?
in LA, yeah, well, in Hollywood actually. And I've done it through the years several times. And in the audience was Ed McMahon's son, and he waited to say hello to me after the show. And in the audience also was Doc Severinsen's daughter.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and I knew her. So it was a little second generation greeting to have those in the audience, and they came and said hello. So I was so thrilled to meet Ed's son, and of course he's grown now. I've lived that long. That
You've been singing, I think, since about 7 years old. Is that correct? Or
Well,
earlier?
Yes. My mother played piano,
Mhm.
and she decided, I think, when I was 3 years old, that I should sing, and taught me great songs, always the Great American Songbook songs,
Right.
and. By the time I was 9, we were entering amateur contests in Kansas, in Topeka, Kansas.
Wow. What was the scene like there at that time?
I don't know, except that I won. I won one contest, and it was a radio show.
Right.
So I was doing my own radio show for, I think it was maybe a 10-day or 10 times on the radio.
Right.
After I won the contest. So that was my beginning with radio. When I was 15 in high school in Des Moines, Iowa, I had my own radio show called Marilyn Entertains.
Mhm.
And then I went on to radio in Louisville, Kentucky for 2 years. At WHAS in Louisville, and that I'm sure that was wonderful training for me.
Right. Being on the radio, I mean, today it's called podcasting, I guess you could say. Did you have any special guests that stand out on your show?
No,
Do you remember?
except that the one show during the week, we did it twice a week, and it was with a small group of musicians. Then on Friday we did an hour show with a full orchestra on radio, violins. I don't know how many, maybe 5 violins, and a full orchestra, on radio. So I'm sure it was great training for me for my future life.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you too, as far as like being on the Tonight Show 76 times, um, what would you say was your takeaway from that experience?
Oh, just joy. Absolutely complete joy. Johnny was such a wonderful host. You know, he loved music. He was very hip musically, and I know when I would work, he would absolutely turn his whole body around to watch me. You know, the people would sit over here on the sofas and the chairs, but when I started singing, he would turn around and total attention and caring. He loved the music, and of course Doc Severinsen was a great musician, and the band was incredible.
Right.
It just was a joy in my life that I'm very fortunate to be able to have had.
Right. He loved Here's That Rainy Day, I believe. Is that it?
That was his favorite song.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be doing that in this next engagement here at 54 Below. I'll be doing a lot of the songs that I did on the show. I have a few clips from it, and we'll try to show them. There's monitors here at
Sure,
54
sure.
Below.
Did he ever say why he liked that song? Was it just the way you sang it, or was it like a story?
He never,
there?
I never, but I, no, I never knew why, but he would drop into the makeup when I was having makeup long before showtime. He would drop in to say hello and greet me and welcome me, and he said, "Hi, Marilyn." He said, and we would talk for just a minute, and he would say, "You're going to do Here's That Rainy Day," and I said, "Well, Johnny, I've already done it 3 times." I wound up doing it 5 times on the show.
Oh, that's amazing.
He said, "That's it. You can do it again."
Well, it rains a lot, so you know, you've been performing for about 9 decades. What would you say is like the best period that you remember? Like, what was the good old days for you?
The one that's happening now.
I love it. I love it.
It's always now.
Yeah.
It's always. I've had wonderful. This is my happiest place right here
Right.
on this stage.
On stage.
I've had a lot of husbands, and that didn't work out. 3, and a meaningful love affair, and now my meaningful love affair is with the audience. They're my happiness.
That's beautiful. Speaking of the audience, one thing I did learn from you from coming to your master class was that you always say, the audience is the star.
They are.
And I've
They're the
taken
star.
that with me on stage as well. You know, connecting with the audience is not easy to do. I mean, a lot of singers are pretty shy and stuff like that.
Oh.
So I just wanted to know, just
It's because of the audience that the singer is on stage, you know.
absolutely makes total sense. You know,
They
and-
pay the price to come and hear you. I sing to them, not for them. I sing, you know, they're all very, very important. And the fact that they are music lovers and great American songbook lovers, and the fact they come many times to see me, I'm very honored. It's that they're the reason that I'm still working, and that audience out there, and their reception is always wonderful, and my great musicians they appreciate, and so that's my happiness place.
Right, I wanted to ask you, so if the audience is a star and you've kind of mastered, I guess, most of your career being on television, like, how do you translate to the audience through the camera?
Wow, what a good question. Well, you know, as we say, I sing to them. I look at their faces, and even in television, you still work to the camera. There's your audience, the cameras. They're your audience now, and on television, and you bear in mind that there are many people watching you with the help of those cameras. So, but this intimacy that we have here in clubs like this, thank God we still have them in New York City and around the country. Not as many. That's why I'm singing as fast as I can, you know.
I love it. Yeah. Your mom pretty much got you into the music business.
I would
She
say
named you after Marilyn Miller, another
Yes,
vocalist actress
yes.
at the same time.
yes.
And,
And Marilyn Miller was a Broadway show star,
Right.
and did she do movies? I don't know
I'm
whether
not
she
sure.
did. Maybe not.
Maybe
Probably not.
Right. But I guess aside from your mom, did you have any influences like growing up? Like who did you listen to?
Ella, listen to Ella first, and Mel Torme,
Okay.
and maybe that's well, and many other people, but they were my champions in life, you know. And Mel, I got to know both of them really very, very well. Ella was precious, and we had long conversations in dressing rooms
Right.
after the show. In some city, there were various times that we would land, luckily, in the same city, and because we both were traveling a lot in her day and my day, and we would sit after the show for literally 2 or 3 hours until they would just wanted to really kick us out. This man kept coming in saying, you know, we've got to go, Ella, you've got this party that you have to go to, and well, Marilyn's going with me, and I did, and he said, well, so we have to go pretty quick, and she'd say, I know, but we have a lot to talk about right now. She really did assert herself, and I said, oh, that was good, Ella. I love that. She was kind of shy, and you know, and she was the best.
Can I show you some photos actually? I got
Yes,
some photos
yes,
here
yes.
for you. Awkward, so let's
Oh,
start
yeah.
over here. Who's this?
Oh, God. Oh, that was in her younger days. She was kind of snooty, wasn't she?
Where were you at
kind of
this
grand.
point in your career? Can you kind of
I
take
don't
us
know,
back?
honey. I have no idea. I just was glad that it was a good photographer.
Absolutely. Beautiful photo. Yeah. Okay, what do we got here?
What is this one?
Ah,
What was
okay.
that? Oh, that's
The Mega
well.
Powers.
Yes, isn't that fun? That's Ella, and we were recording a commercial.
Right.
It was a commercial that I was doing consecutively, and Lincoln Mercury. And I recorded a song called Everyone Here, kindly step to the rear and let a winner lead the way. Well, an executive's wife heard it on the radio, and she said to her husband, this would make a good commercial. And Lincoln Mercury came to me, and I had 4 happy years with them. And then I think maybe on the 3rd or 4th year, they decided to have a guest artist. And they said, who would you like? And I said, I would love to have Ella.
Oh, wow.
So we're recording
Okay.
Step to the Rear.
And how was it to work with her? Was she very like...
Oh, she's an angel, you know. She was wonderful. She was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And a brilliant singer and,
here we go again.
and a dear woman.
Here we go. Beautiful.
A dear, wonderful lady.
Did she give you any advice, or did you learn anything just from watching her work in the studio?
Oh, no, we just cut everybody else up. No, I'm kidding.
I think she said you
no
were... yeah.
advice. No, she was very, very willing. We talked about musicians a lot. You know, we had that was a community thing that we felt that our piano men, you know, and who pleased us and who didn't, and all kinds of stuff that only we would share with each other.
Right. Another one.
Mr. Allen, Steve Allen. Oh, he's so cute. He was wonderful. And talk about lover of music. He wrote it, you know. He holds the Guinness Book of Records. Did you know that, sweetheart? He wrote over 8,000 songs. And I always say jokingly, and I said it in front of him, and some of them really good. But the one that I recorded was Good Morning, My Dear. I love you today. I've said it before, I know. But even so, I love you today. You know, and it goes on and on. But I recorded it, of course, on my first album, and he wrote the liner notes on my first album. He had a late night show and heard me in Kansas City, and brought me to the show, and from that came an executive with RCA who decided that I should record. And that was not early in life, you know. I don't know how old I was, but not young.
Okay. I love your song selection. Like, you put together a really good show. I know you've been helping artists do the same.
Yes, thank
And so you sing songs like Here's to Life, I'm Still Here, It's Today.
Yes.
These are all very triumphant parts of your life story, I guess, using standards.
Well, the good philosophy, at least, to look
Yes.
at it from the bright sides of life.
Right. How do you what do you think about when you're putting your show together? Are you trying to like for example, you run at 54 below. Is there a particular theme, or are you
Well,
trying
it's
to-
always happy in the beginning.
Okay.
You know, I think that when you design a show, first of all, the audience is just getting acquainted with you if they've never been here before. Most of the people that will be here, I know, were sold out on my birthday, and it looks wonderful for people to come, and they pay attention to the lyric. And so I think that we need to greet them and let it be happy for a while. Way down kind of late, then we get sad and talk about the other side of life. The bad things that you live through with a relationship. And so we try to keep it happy for a while, and then we go to reality. No.
Right. Yeah, that's life. Do you have like a favorite song that you really enjoy, just like telling that story no matter what day of the week it is?
That I always do. Well, I love No Bad News. I think that has a great message, and there should be no bad news in your life, although we fight to keep it all happy. And I don't have any favorite songs, no,
Okay.
because they're all important to
Absolutely.
me. And and the lyrics, it's all about the lyric. It's what it says and what it brings to the audience, to their lives.
Right. I want to know, how do you describe your style as an artist or your brand, like Marilyn Maye? What will we know about her is like,
I don't know. You got to read the reviews.
Okay. Okay.
But I think we're jazz and heavy ballads and happy and sad songs. I try to bring. I have jazz. I worked for 11 years in Kansas City, and with a great jazz pianist who was my husband at the time, and so I developed the jazz style that we do now. And then ballads are very important to me because
ballads,
those
yeah.
are the lyrics. Well, every song it's about the lyric first and what it says, and so I didn't get into rap or rock and roll or any of that because it's not a lyric that I'm familiar with.
When did the idea pop into your head, the importance of the lyric, and really just like, I mean, you're really good at telling a story, you hear every word, you're believable. I mean, everybody tries to achieve that, I guess, as a vocalist, but you've really got it down to a T. Was there a period where you just said, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I want to do it? Like,
No, there's not any one where you make a decision. You grow. I think you grow, and for the people that are just starting in the business, you'll get better and better and better, and you'll get better ideas from your performances and how the audience reacts to what you do, and it's just there again. The audience is the star. You've got to please them. Don't close your eyes and work for yourself.
yeah. So you've always had like people in the audience. I know we spoke on the phone the other day, and you mentioned Warren Buffett. Is there anything you want to
Yes.
say about him? Like,
Oh,
how
he's
did he find you?
He's my friend. He's from Omaha,
Okay.
and still is there, and was in my audience a long time ago in Omaha.
Mhm.
And we talked after the show. He's fun. He's very fun. He plays ukulele, and although he told me this last time that we met, he said, "I've given up the ukulele." I said, "No, we have to do a number together sometime." But he came to my performance in Omaha, and then as time went on, he came to Carnegie Hall when I did the show 2 years ago, this very time, as a matter of fact, maybe this very date. It was the
22nd?
22 or 24, May 24, 2 years ago. And he called me and said, I'm coming, I'm going to fly in with my secretary and my wife and another friend, and I'm flying in from Omaha in his own private plane. And he said, so I'm just going to be there for your show, and then I have to get right back to Omaha. So he said, so you have to hurry and get changed, because he always waits at the dressing room. And he always says, we have to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, but this time you have to really meet me quickly, because we have to get back. So when I met him, because he's fun, he's very, not only is he brilliant, but he's very funny,
Mm-hmm.
and fun, and loves music, and he's a joy. He's just a joy. And so I said, well, you're flying back tonight? And he said, oh yeah, we gotta hurry, we gotta get on the plane. And I said, Warren, can't you afford to stay one night in New York City? You gotta get back. He can afford to do that. But then fast forward 2 years ago, and then he was in my audience last year in Okoboji, which Okoboji is in northern Iowa, and I've played it. I'm headed in August to play it again, consecutive years, and I think this is my 67th time.
Mm-hmm.
But Okoboji is in northern Iowa, and so Omaha, so he flies into to see me at that stage, and last year and the year before he was there, so I'm hoping he'll be there again this year.
Amazing. All right. I want to ask you about your style, like presentation. That's a whole era of like costumes, and you always look pretty well put
Thank
together on
you.
stage like that. I love
Thank
the
you.
rings and
Bob
and all of that.
Mackey. I've got on my Bob Mackey
Bob Mackey.
angel.
I was going to ask you, how did
He
you?
designed jewelry a long time ago,
Right.
and this is his angel that I wear all the time. He is my friend, and his assistant, Joe McFate, and Bob Mackey are very special gentlemen who make sure that I look okay.
So he designs outfits and jewelry for you.
He did a very special outfit just for Carnegie, and my second wardrobe on the second half of the show was Bob's, and he's a brilliant designer and considers the performance and how you look and how you should look. And brilliant. He has a new documentary out now.
Okay.
And so you have to see that and maybe interview him. That would be nice for
That
you
would
to
be
do
nice.
that. That would be good.
Yeah,
That
let's
would
get
be,
you on Capsulocity.
that's good. We'll do that.
So yeah, the message about presentation for artists, especially young artists coming up, and from the era you came in, do you like what you see? Like, what advice do you have as far as presentation is as part of the whole show and telling the story?
Just goes back to the sing to them, not for them. You know, this is
I mean,
for
like
them.
style-wise, like clothing-wise, you know?
For style wise.
clothing
Oh,
wise?
clothing.
Yeah.
Oh, go to Bob Mackey. That's about as fast. Yeah, exactly. He knows what he's doing, and he understands that it is glamour. I think you feel the eyes as well as the ears.
Right.
And they come out. They come. I love it. Many times I have people say, I didn't feel good today, or I haven't felt good all week long, and I almost didn't come. And they'll say, "Oh, I'm so glad I did. I'm going home much happier than I came." And these shows in these wonderful rooms, it's therapy for a lot of people.
Absolutely. So you're like a therapist in a sense, you would say?
Maybe that's it.
All
I
right.
think in the land of joy, we try to be therapy and bring for at least an hour and 10 minutes happiness to people.
One of the things I like that you do, I guess, is you're sharing the information you know. You have a Masterclass here in New York City. You do it seasonally, I believe. And, I just want to know, what have you noticed from studying all of these, up-and-comers? Just like, what's the best advice you could give them? Somebody wants to be like an amazing storyteller. Who should they listen to? Like, what advice do you have?
Well, of course, I go back to the Great American Songbook and people like Ella and Marilyn Maye and all the great people that were singing. I'm not smart about rock and all the other styles of music. So I always say, let's just talk about the Great American Songbook. The people that worked there, again, they had television, they had exposure to an audience much more than they have the opportunity now. So that's why it's so important to have your act together and know that you are meeting people and that you, for that hour, is a therapist for that hour. So you've got to make your audience happy and get your act together.
Right.
Know what it's about, know what those lyrics are about, know what the story is about, and enjoy. It's not frightening. It's the fact that they are with you.
Right.
The audience loves you. That's why they're there, and it's a happiness time for an hour.
Yeah. So that's the masterclass pretty much. You're giving them all of these tips and you're seeing results. Like, tell me about, like, have you discovered any new talent that you're really proud of?
Not everybody's new and wonderful.
Okay.
We can't get into that.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to show you something, actually. I got some more props here. Let's see.
Let me see.
Here is one of the fine
Oh,
today. She
look how
knows
cute
her
he
craft,
is.
professional in every sense of the word. Here is one of the truly fine singers around today. She's a fine artist.
Oh.
Every young gal who wants to be a vocalist should listen to that gal without any of the tricks and over-amplification, making guitars, just singing out like she's great.
Isn't that advice?
She's a fine singer, and it's always a great kick to have her here. Super singer, that girl. She gets better and better, truly a fine singer. She is truly so good. She is a super singer. That's the way to sing songs like that. She's a super singer. That's the way to sing a song. That's right. She is really great. She's a super singer, first of all. She really knows what she's doing. One of my favorite singers. She really is outstanding. Get her record there or listen to her. You can hear the lyrics, you hear the story, and she knows what it's all about. She can sing just about anything she sets her mind to. She's one of the best singers in the business. Miss Marilyn Maye. Marilyn Maye. Marilyn Maye. Miss Marilyn Maye.
Oh, bless his heart.
Marilyn Maye.
Oh.
So he really hooked you up. I mean, he really laid your brand out, I believe. That was
Is he
beautiful.
adorable?
I want to
Is
show you
he
this photo. This is a
adorable?
photo
What
I
is
took of
that?
you with Ahmad Jamal.
Oh my gosh, we were together in another town in Tulsa. There was a master class that I was doing, and I think he was too. It was a whole training weekend for the singers, and he was part of that. He was a joy, and absolutely fun. He was fun.
Right.
That was good.
So
I'm glad
did
to
you guys
see
ever
that.
get to play together on stage, or?
No, we didn't, but we sure had fun for that weekend. He's a jokester and great fun, and of course brilliant. And who was
This is Bing Crosby.
he was the host at the Hollywood Palace.
And I think the most exciting
Oh, you're
moment
taking me
watching
back
the
so many
ascent
years.
of a brand new singing star. You're going to be hearing a lot of this girl later on, I'm sure. And here she is, Miss Marilyn Maye.
And Donald O'Connor introduced me on Hollywood Palace too.
When you do a show like this, are you like super nervous? Is there like a lot of preparation? Like how did it?
There's rehearsing with this wonderful orchestra. That's a live orchestra. That's not phoned in.
We're gonna play some of that on the screen. But I want to show you this photo. This is a photo I took of you with
Isn't he the cutest?
Mr. Wynton Marsalis.
Mr. Marsalis. And his great playing and his brilliant mind. Have you heard speak to people about music and about his beliefs? He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He's a great speaker and a brilliant musician. And the band is so darling. The last time that I worked Rose Hall, which is at Jazz Lincoln Center, I've worked it several times with the band.
Mm-hmm.
And not many, but a few. I work at another club in that area. They have the
The Appel Room.
the Appel Room.
Dizzy's.
And Dizzy's.
Okay.
And I've worked Dizzy's a lot. But when I work Rose Hall, it's with the full orchestra that Wynton sits there with one of the musicians and plays trumpet right along with everybody else.
Right.
And but the last time that I played it, as I entered to walk onto the stage with them, the whole band stood.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I was so honored and thrilled, and thank you guys.
Right, so I guess this is your opportunity, if you would like. I know you're working on some projects with Jazz at Lincoln Center. Is there something you could tell us about it? I know it's upcoming and it's probably
Well, it's-
under tight wraps.
It
but
is kind of under tight. Well, it will be a CD. Does anybody buy CDs anymore? I don't know, but it will be exposure to wonderful music that I sang not very long ago at Jazz at Lincoln Center, and tunes that I haven't. That I don't have on record. I do Guess Who I Saw Today a lot,
Okay.
and I have never recorded that. And Here's to Life, and Secret of Life, and those songs that have never been recorded. So I'm thrilled that we're working on it.
Okay, that's good to hear, so we're going to look out for that. Okay, so you mentioned CDs and stuff. How do you enjoy music and what do you listen to these days?
CDs.
Okay, CDs, all right. Who do you listen to? Like, what do you listen to for fun to get away from, I guess,
Oh,
life?
I'm so busy. I travel a lot, and I don't have much listening time. I teach too. You know,
Okay.
I have adult students and privately, and for 2 hours at a time. I just did 6 hours yesterday, and people that I always say, I have a lawyer, a male lawyer that is a wonderful entertainer, and I always say some people play golf, some people play bridge, some people want to sing. And sometimes it's not their career, but it's their hobby, and they have joy in life in the music and the process of learning and working out the arrangements. And I'm kind of medley happy, as you know. I put medleys together, but it's not just songs that have the same word in the title. It has the songs that we put together are songs that one leads to the same meaning and the same story that you're telling. They just tell it in a different way, and so the medleys are very carefully put together. But a lot of my students sing a lot of medleys.
Right.
And then they do shows. They do shows at Don't Tell Mama. We do a lot of shows at, do you know about Don't Tell Mama here
Correct.
in New
It's
York?
on, in the 40s, I believe?
46th Street.
46th, okay.
46th. Oh, and it's great. A small room. It seats about, I don't know, 60 people. The small room feels good to some of my students. They like that small room. And do several nights, you know. So that's a joy in my life because I can work with them and bring joy to them.
No distressing, my good spirit is not oppressing, just 'cause I don't care. And I don't care.
You got a O.
Okay, I don't have it.
Oh, I don't.
Okay,
So, just so.
so I don't care. I don't care if people don't like me. I'll try to outlive it.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Maye. I'm a singer, I'm a performer, and I'm glad to be here.
If people never try to treat
If people.
If people never try to treat me fair,
Well, I don't care.
You're teaching students, and I guess students walk in with raw talent and probably like a car factory or something. Put them through a process. They come out on the other side. What do you hope they get from you?
Well, first of all, I hope they have a good time, that it's fun. It's not a chore. Secondly, there again, it's communication. It's communication from me to them, and then they carry it on to an audience when they do their shows. I love directing and writing charts and performing. I have a great pianist, David Pearl, who accompanies me, and we create the arrangement together, and they learn the arrangement and the words, but they learn the meaning of the words. And I think a lot of people, if they're just making tones and lovely notes, that's not the end of the job. The job is telling the story and entertaining the people that sit there and have paid to come and hear you sing. By the time
I make Albuquerque, you'll be working. You'll probably stop at lunch, give me a call.
Okay, laugh. They're like, she's laughing, but you're not. By the time I get to Phoenix,
By the time I get to Phoenix.
No, I really think Marilyn is the most incredible teacher I've run across. Of course, she has unparalleled experience. I mean, 50 plus, 60, whatever it is, years as a performer. But I think you'll see when you work with her that it's not only the heart that she gives you, and she does give you that, but she's full of technical expertise and ways to communicate the heart. It's very easy to say, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm this, but what she shows you about how you work with the music and how you work with really good composers is that a good song, well written, good lyrics, good music, she can bring it all out with the technical side that helps you give the audience what you want to give. And I think I've never seen anything quite like her.
Thousands have sung the Great American Songbook. How do you Marilynize a song?
how do I Marilynize? If I could say that, I'm glad you could. I believe in the lyric, first and foremost. I believe what the lyric says to the audience. I think you are put on that stage to tell a story and hopefully sing in tune, and especially sing in the right key. And after that, it's the interpretive of what the lyric says, what the performer has to tell the audience, what story will they enjoy for this night when they come to hear me.
I know you performed your 59th birthday at Carnegie Hall, so I'd like to ask you, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
What's the old story about practice? Heaven knows I've done that a lot. So I got to Carnegie Hall 2 years ago, close to this date, and we did the entire concert, just me and 80 other musicians, actually 83, and it was one of the greatest times in my life. I had wonderful people there, and we were packed. We were sold out. They put up the sign on the poster that said sold out. So I was thrilled about that. And the people in the audience stood a lot. They loved standing with ovations. And the reviewers, one reviewer said 13, another 13 standings, and another one said 10. And one hit it on the nose. We got 12 standing ovations during the concert, you know. They probably just needed to get up for a minute. So it was an incredibly happy night.
At this point in your career, do you have anything left on your bucket list? Like, what would you like to achieve as an artist?
I just don't know what that is. I take it one day at a time. I don't know that I have a goal. It may be too late for me with goals. My goal certainly was Carnegie. We did that. And my goal is just to entertain and to sing to the audience, not for them, to them.
You entertain the troops through the USO. Do you have any memories of, performing for troops and stuff? Like, how was that?
Lots of traveling, lots of. The USO tour was energetic. You really had to have a lot of energy to orchestrate the way they had it planned for you. We were on the move constantly for, I think, 3 weeks, and I remember getting sick somewhere along the way, and I wound up in the bedroom of the USS Roosevelt, massive ship. That was a joy for me, being sick and winding up in that stellar bedroom and alone, and was lovely. I loved the USO because the joy was their faces when you sang to those people that we were entertaining, those wonderful people that were in the armed forces, and the joy that it gave me. The interesting thing was we would leave the gig that night, and after we sung in the theater or in a little intimate club or whatever for the troops, and we would always say, "Where's the nearest nightclub in whatever town in Turkey?" Or I can't even remember the places, but in these various cities. And we'd always say, where are they playing music? And maybe we couldn't always, 9 times out of 10, we could not speak with them because we didn't know their language, but we knew their language musically. And we had such a great time. My musicians were great, and they would sit in. I would sit in and play with them. So that was the joy of the USO, was the boys that I entertained and the after parties in the nightclubs in those foreign countries. We did 7 albums with RCA and 32 singles. And now people all of a sudden are bringing back vinyl to me to sign. I'm always amazed where they got it online these days. And so that was a joy. My A&R man was Joe Renee, and he was wonderful. He brought me to RCA, Marilyn Maye. It all rhymes. It was a perfect rhyme.
All right, so speaking of gifts, I just wanted to see, let's see what we have here.
You got a present for me? I love presents. Oh, this is she with a taste of sherry. And sherry was kind of a hit, but our big hit was Cabaret. I sang it before the Broadway show opened. It was just a joy for me. This is her hair. She's got lots of hair. And yes, Cabaret is here. And Sherry, it was a fun time in my life, and certainly that's one of the reasons that I'm in New York today, is that we have vinyl albums, and most of all, we have an audience that comes. They're loyal and they come to hear what I do, and that's the reason that I can keep doing it.
How has that song, now that you look back, Cabaret, shaped your career? How has it helped to have like that type of traction behind
Well,
the song?
it's what I do. The word cabaret, that's where I am, in cabarets. I call them nightclubs. I'm from the old school that called them nightclubs, and they are wonderful places where you can sit and have a drink if you drink. Otherwise, order a Coke, order dinner, and have a lovely, wonderful, happy evening with music, with carefully planned music, carefully arranged, most aware of the lyric. And I have stories to tell. So I thank all of you who do show up for me and love the stories.
How would you describe, in one word, what you do?
Entertainment. I don't sing for myself. I sing for you and you and you in that audience. And it has to be, I think it should be fun, that's a word, and entertaining. And I hope they go away feeling better than when they came in. I'm Marilyn Maye, and I don't believe in fretting or grieving. Why mess around with strife? I never was cut out to step and strut out. Well, not always. Give me the simple life. Some find it pleasant, dining on pheasant. Those things roll off my knife. Just serve me tomatoes. I really don't like tomatoes. And mashed potatoes. I'll take the simple life. A cottage small is all I'm after. Not one that's spacious and wide. Just a home that's filled with laughter and the ones I love inside. Some take the high road, I'll take the low road, free from the care and strife. It sounds corny and seedy, but yes, indeedy. Give me the simple life. A cottage small is all I'm after, not one that's spacious and wide. Just a home that's filled with laughter and the ones you love inside. Some take the high road, I'll take the low road, free from the care and strife. It sounds corny and seedy, but yes, indeedy. Give me, please give me the simple life. The simple life, free from strife. Give me the simple life. Off the cuff. I'm Marilyn Maye, and I'm on Capsulocity.
Okay, we're back. All right.
We're back. I have a girl, a woman, who was a lawyer at the New York Times for 33 years, and she started with me probably 10 years ago. She's done performed 8 shows, several nights of a package of 8 shows. And she's a lawyer, another lawyer, and she loves to sing and really can and does and entertain. So that's one that brings joy to my life when they continue to want to do this, because it's a joy in our life.
I want to ask you actually, you've done a lot of residencies. That's like a beautiful gig to have, like where you're doing a 10-day stretch or longer or a little bit shorter. Tell me about your relationship with 54 Below.
This is we figured out, my 12th year. I've been appearing in the spring and in the fall, and it's such a great room for us. We love Birdland, I must say. I do Birdland every New Year's, a period of 8 shows. And I do Dizzy's at Jazz at Lincoln Center. There was a place called Metropolitan.
I remember.
The Metropolitan,
In
it
the
was
20s?
such a great,
Chelsea?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, it was a great little club, and it didn't last very long. But that was a 12-year run. So it's so wonderful to be back in these lights on this stage with people who love what they hear.
Okay. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color. What a good question. I should say the blues.
All right. I love the blues too. Do you have any hobbies that we don't know about?
My career.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's my hobby.
Your hobby is
My
your
career is
career.
absolutely. I love to shop, and what else? I love to laugh. I have friends, wonderful, happy friends that I adore, that are so good, and they love the music, but they also love to play and laugh a lot.
Do you have like a favorite superhero, fictional or non-fictional? Somebody who inspired you?
No, because there's so many. I have so many loves. No, I have to say I can't pick out one person, because there's so many that are so dear and so special to me.
Okay. So there's a young lady in Kansas City, or a young man, and they want to get into this business. What advice do you give them?
Oh, wow. Just keep a positive view. Make sure that you go to the right teacher and just know that you're going to bring joy to other people. It's all about who you're singing for. I have one student that plays saxophone, and she sings, and it's a joy in her life to bring joy to the people in the audience. And we work very hard to figure out a whole format for that audience that they will have a great time for an hour.
Okay. And I guess I had asked you this before when we did the Night in Life piece. What's your view on longevity in a career? Like, how do you view it mentally, physically? Like, how do you feel at 97 performing?
Just keep moving. They say, what do? Just keep moving. Just, if you can. I am blessed with good health, and I do think a lot of people are not, and that's not of their choice. But with me, it's that there are times that you're really tired, but that doesn't enter into it. You can't worry about how tired you are. Nobody cares.
Right.
Nobody cares that you're tired. Get on stage and work.
Absolutely. How do you define success?
That it's, I don't know major success. So I think the success to me is that I please the people that I'm working for, and the real success is when they keep coming back. Mm-hmm. And boy, that's such a great gift that they give to me. They come back, and I'll say, "But you've seen me, or you've heard." They'll request a song well, guess who I saw today? That kind of thing. You're going to do that, aren't you? And I say, "You've heard that many, many times." That's right, and that's why we come to hear it again. And that's all. That's just the joy that we can bring to others' lives.
All right. So on that note, Marilyn Maye will be performing here at 54 Below from April 8th. I believe she's doing a series of 12 dates.
10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
And if you want to check it out, you really got to check it out. Because I first saw Miss May at the Hot Jazz
Maryland
Festival, I believe in 2014. I don't think you were on the bill, but I think they just got you up on stage. And
probably.
And your talent was just such that, I think anybody, anywhere can really just, appreciate what you do. Whether you know those songs or not.
I thank you so
much. You could really, relate to the story and the performance. And you got the high kick, too. So, you do any exercises?
I do hang onto the piano now.
Okay.
I didn't used to hang onto the piano, but now I touch and still do it. You're great at your job, and I thank you. It's a joy to be with you again.
Yeah, it's really good to see you again, and I wish you all the best. You got anything special coming up on the 10th? You'll be 97 on April 10th. Do you have anything special coming up?
I call it 79.
Okay, we'll go with 79. She'll be 79 on April 10th. Check it out, 54below.org. Get your ticket, and hopefully I can be there as well. Can we
I
come?
want you to be there.
All right,
Definitely.
we'll be there.
Definitely.
Really good to talk to you.
My love to you.
I love the rings.
Thank
My love to
you.
you as well.
Thank
you so much for your time.
Thank you, sweetheart.
This is Mr. Bain for #Pickup Notes for Capsulocity, timeless talent today. And this is the epitome of that right here, Miss Marilyn Maye. Timeless talent today. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Time is talent. I love that.